What up, YT? We got the TikTok live. We're doing a Q&A as always. My YT lives are just getting lazy now. Why most business owners don't believe in sales showing them? What do you mean? I show my sales sometimes. I'll show my sales at the end of this live. The problem is literally I used to do it every live. I'd say, hey, if we get to 2K likes, I'll show my live sales. And then TikTok changed their terms of service on the live side. And so every time I did it, my live would get flagged and no new people were able to join the live and I would lose every appeal. Literally, somebody came in the live like last week and they were like, would you be down to show it? And we were at the end. I was like, listen, dude, it's going to get flagged, but I'll show you. Showed them, live gets flagged. But I show them. I show them in my videos too. No screenshots, just showing. And I always refresh the sales as well. Couldn't get all my disappeared reviews back yet. That is unfortunate. Have you gotten some back? Not going to go in and just copy the main guys and not offer anything different. That's like almost any business, even if it's a commodity business. Differentiation is in price then or relationships. Yeah, you have to make a better offer. 100%. It's not talked about enough. That's why we're going to do it on this live. How do I start selling on Amazon? I have a lot of content going over the steps. If you want me to, I can say the steps right now. Can you combine 10 products of the same brand to meet the 100 units? I don't do that business model, Paymir. I create my own brands. I'm not getting ungated for brands. In my first semester in college, failing my classes because I'm focusing on building my first business. I don't think I should comment on that. I think that's what I will say. 'Cause, like, I'll say it as if it was my son. Whatever you do, be the best at that. So if you're going to go to school, you should still give that your all. I don't believe in school. I will not make my children go to college. I will try to sway them to not go to college and go start a business. But if they're like, hey, listen, I see the ins and outs of owning a business and that just isn't for me, then I'm going to support that. And I will just tell them to make sure that whatever they do, they give it their all and they give it their 100%. Not because I wish that I could have went to college or had better grades, but in hindsight, I wish that I did better in school, just because it was like, again, hindsight is 2020. It was relatively easy to do good in school. I didn't go to college, but I mean in high school, I almost had to try to fail. Welcome to my sleeping rhythm, bro. Yeah, dude, it's I need my sleep. I mean, I could operate on like 5 hours, but like today I'm operating on, I mean, not 5. What did I just say? I could operate on 7 hours, but today I'm running on pretty much like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Amazon removed all my 5-star reviews and couldn't get them back. Did you ever find out why they removed it? Is Vine essential? Yes. You need to get reviews. Amazon removed all my I answered that. What's your take home last year? I'll just speak on my Amazon businesses, but it was about like 2.5 or a little bit more. Yeah, about 2.5. Why do sales get flagged? Beats me. I don't work at TikTok. Draco, thank you so much for the follow. Do you do private label? I do, Sela. Deep talks, yes, sir. Thoughts on finding a supplement manufacturer in China? 0 out of 10, 0% recommend doing that. Don't do that. What's your thoughts on people saying the successful ones that have been selling for years can't sell now? Well, I'm assuming you're talking about Noob, but I've proved that wrong. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe if somebody didn't adopt their strategies, then sure, I can see that, because there are a lot of sellers who are living in 2019, 2020. But I started a brand new Amazon seller account this year. I've already been successful with it. I launched new products and I'm successful with them. I help people, and obviously it's not like a 100% thing, but I help people with my exact strategies that I adopt now launch on Amazon, and they're successful. So I think it's contextual. I don't think, just like most things in life, you can't put a blanket answer on it. You're pretty young though. You could get a master's. That would be a waste of, I mean, for me, that would be a waste of my time and money. I've developed skills that I think exceed college. Like, if God forbid, somehow, some way I went bust tomorrow, I have the skills to go start a business. I have the skills to go start a lot of different businesses. I've started a lot of different businesses. So college isn't for me. School isn't for me. No professor, 99.9 professor percent of percent of professors um, don't live a life that I want to live. So props, respect to them, but I usually run on 6, but I'd prefer more. If I don't get like 7 hours of sleep, I'm not running at full steam. I'm not gonna lie, when I start making money, it'll all go to sports cars and electric guitars. Hey man, to each their own. That's if that's your thing, that's sweet. The only things that make me happy, nice. What can you tell me about Amazon? I'm 3 months into doing OA. I don't do OA. I don't do RA. I don't do wholesale. I do private label. I can tell you that creating your own brand on Amazon is significantly better than doing anything else. Oh, I wasn't on the YT live. How are you, brother? I'm doing good, bro. What niche would you recommend getting into? I was into baby electronics, but didn't do so well. I don't recommend electronic products ever. Baby products are cool, but you have to find a good market. It's not just like picking a product. Every niche has potential. Just avoid electronics, fragile items, clothing, shoes, seasonal items, jewelry, and consumables and topicals. Do you use a tool slash app to list multiple platforms? I don't use a tool for that, but I do list on multiple platforms. Yes. When was the last time a product failed for you and you had to move on? In 2023, probably spent. This was a high ticket item. The thing is, like, I almost don't even like. I failed with that one, no doubt about it. I almost don't even like counting it, because that was like a business that we started. I started with a business partner, which was almost like a side quest, and the business partner really wanted to launch it. The numbers were good. I had my disregards, but I was like, okay, whatever, the money's 50-50. We could throw something at the wall. The differentiator on that product was the reason why it failed. Like, if I had differentiated it better, I think it would have been a success, but it was a terrible differentiator, like in hindsight, like genuinely terrible. So bad. Terrible. Toothbrush. What do you mean toothbrush? Electric toothbrush. I don't know what you're saying, mind. You're just like, well, I mean, like, I know what you're saying, toothbrush, but what is that a question? Are you just wanting to type that? What's up, bro? What's the success rate of private label? I would say it's the same. I mean, for me, my success rate is over 70%, but I would say for your average person, it's probably going to be the same for just like any other business. Mm-mm-mm. No, I don't do online arbitrage or wholesale. You said no electronics. Does that include electric toothbrush? I feel like you can answer that question on your own, my friend. What's the first word of the two words that you typed? When did you know it was a differentiation that was bad? Low-key thinking the same about mine right now. Within the first month, I just knew that product wasn't going to hit. We low-key got a little lucky because that was the account that Amazon stole all of our inventory. So, like, I knew it would have failed, but we also didn't get to see it through. But I know it would have failed. Like, that one was a bust. New, not sure where to start from. Well, I got a free course on my TikTok page. Go through that, kind of start to learn and understand the steps, and then start looking for a potential product to sell. Would you say private label is difficult for beginners? No, that's a narrative that arbitrage and wholesale sellers have been shouting from the rooftops for the last couple years. Arbitrage and wholesale are just as difficult to start. Any business is just as difficult to start. Um, like almost every successful or big private label seller that I know started with private label. And so they were all beginners. I was a beginner and we figured it out. So no, that's like a weird narrative on the internet, but I think it's a very incorrect narrative. I would never start with arbitrage, but that's just me. That guy, it's illegal for, and like literally illegal. Like, I could get in trouble by the FTC and the FBI if I was out here making financial claims. I just want you guys to keep that in mind. If you ever hear somebody who does what I do, making financial claims on how much money you're going to make. But you should be aiming for 100% ROI with private label, at least 30% profit margins. To be honest, at this point, I think you can smell if a product is going to fail. How is mine smelling? um, I forget what your differentiator is, bro. I think the market is good, but I do forget the differentiator of your product, to be honest. Wouldn't there be competition, though, if other people are doing private label? I'm trying to figure out the balance of being super direct, because I know that when I come say things super direct, it might come off like I'm being like a D-bag, but I genuinely don't mean that. Find me a find me a successful business model that doesn't have competition. In fact, with arbitrage and wholesale, your competition is selling on the same listing, the same product, and you're just competing on price. Who's got the lowest price? And it's like a race to the bottom. If you were going to open a restaurant, there would be competition. If you were going to open a law firm, there would be competition. If you were going to do drop shipping, there would be competition. Anything worth doing is going to have competition. Competition is not something to be feared. It's something to learn from. Can removed reviews be recovered? I've never seen reviews be removed in the way that you described, Tor, so I'm not sure. I'm doing wholesale buying and selling on FBA, making about 45% ROI as of now, year one. Nice. I mean, yeah, nice. Good for you. If you're making money, brother, regardless, good job. I'm not into wholesale. Sir, what's an what's easy to encounter design or functional patent? What's easy to encounter? What do you mean by that? I hope you're investing in real estate or Airbnbs with that money. I mean, nope, not direct, not direct. I have to backtrack my mind. Yes, bro, I am, but we're good. Don't you worry. What was your hero product you sold? I mean, I have a lot of really good products, but my very first successful product was a gummy supplement. Do you do online arbitrage or wholesale? No, they're not worth my time. Where was this? I missed a couple questions. There was a guy with glasses I seen you talk to. I think you said he's one of the highest earning sellers. A guy with glasses I seen you talk to. Where did you see me talk to him, Georgios? I think I know what you're talking. He's not one of the highest earning If I know who you're talking about, you can say the name. Is it Brandon? And where did you see me talk to him? But if you're referring to Brandon, he's not one of the highest earning sellers, but he does more in revenue than I do. He does about 15 million a year. I don't know the name, but he's the one. I think he's got his own course. Where did you see me talk to him? We had a private call, but yeah. So he does about 15 million in top line revenue. We do about 9 M's. Hopefully I think we'll get to that 8-figure mark, but he's the owner of Data Dive. He's not one of the top earning sellers, but he is a big seller. Cool guy. Watching from the Philippines. Hey, let's go. Shout out the Philippines. Can you have products of all niches on one store? Yes, you can. FBA, yes, Gene, but private label. Think I did bad. Only added one more compartment and anti-scratch bottom. I think that's a decent differentiator, but it's probably not the strongest. Oh, that's how I know him. You must have mentioned him when talking about Data Dive. Yes. No, I have my own brand, Gene. Yeah, he's a cool dude. How much capital do you need to start FBA? 3 to 6K USD if you want to do it right. All right, let's see. Do you sell on Walmart? Yes, I do. I despise Walmart, though. It's my least favorite platform that's ever existed in the humanity. What are the success rates of your mentees? I mean, it's generally pretty in line with my success rate because they use my criterias. But the issue with this guy is that not every student tells me what their results are. Because we just announced that we were gonna start doing awards for like sales milestones. Literally 3 students come out of the woodwork, 15K a month, 24K a month, and another one at 12K a month. Didn't even know they were doing those numbers. I do check in with my students, but not everybody. Some people are just there to learn, and they don't necessarily care to like share where they're at. So I don't have the data on every student that I have. It's hard, right? It's not that it's hard. It's just that it's the worst. It's literally the worst. Like you said, they're I would say they're 30 years behind Amazon. I feel like no, obviously that's an exaggeration, but they're really the worst platform. And being that Walmart's like a multi-billion-dollar company, they could do so much with their online platform. And it gives me Blockbuster vibes. It's almost like, okay, yes, you have retail. Do I think retail will ever completely go away? No. So I don't think they'd go bust like Blockbuster did, but there's more and more demand for the online marketplace. And so it's going to end up biting them in the rear end, if you ask me. What's the minimum needed to start including your mentorship? Including the mentorship, on the low end, 5K. On the high end, probably like 8 or 9K. But it's better than Spotify. I'm assuming you mean Shopify. I think Shopify is way better. I love I would rank it Amazon. Who do I put at the number 2? Probably Shopify, TikTok Shop, Walmart. Yeah, I like Shopify a lot, honestly, man. I've been using Shopify since 2020. Shopify, if you're hearing this on the YT Live, give me a sponsorship. No, I'm just kidding. But I do really like Shopify. They're cool. What's up? What up, Aeon? Good to see you. All right, I've been kind of lagging on this, so let's do some live differentiation. Favorite books, the ones behind me: The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield; 10X Rule, Grant Cardone; and Steve Jobs biography by Walter Isaacson. Those are probably my top 3. There's a lot of other good books that I like, but these 2 books, 10X Rule and The War of Art, have probably contributed to more money that I've made than most things that I've read. Target, I don't sell my products on Target, no. I do remember looking into it back in like 2020, 2021. I don't even remember the findings of my results from looking into Target, or why I never did, but I never circled back to it, to be honest with you. What's the book you said makes you the most money? No. Hold on. It's not that it's going to make you all the most money. It's not like that. It's not a pyramid scheme. But for me, how it shifted my mindset, it helped me make the most money from anything else that I've read. That's The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield, and The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Anybody who like actually knows me, like personally, knows that the 10X Rule, I was so annoying about that back in the day. I'd walk around telling everyone, you just need someone's like venting to me about their problems. I'm like, bro, you just need a 10X. Good morning, Luke, brother. What's good, Hanto? It's called The War of Art or The Art of War. No, it's The War of Art, not to be confused with the War of Art, or The Art of War is like a war strategy book. That's a great book too. But The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield, much better. What are your profit margins roughly? On this account, little over 40%. Across accounts, 36% after everything. FBA fees, cost of goods, shipping, PPC ads, returns. So we're running over on this one. We're running over 100% ROI. All right, let's do this, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Nice, bro. Yes, sir. I don't know what my next product is going to be, but already excited so much. Learned so much from my current one. Nice. Are you Canadian? No. American. USA. USA. Almost seems impossible to fail. God willing, bro. I mean, I think that you did it right, Sheep. I still don't think that the product that you have now is a fail, but I do think that because you launched one, you learned so much from that one, you're going to carry that over to your next product that you do end up launching. What up, Kevin? What's good? What's good? All right. Do we want to do some live differentiation? I lagged it so much. I said at the start because I was feeling it, and then it just it went down. But do we want to, if you guys want to still, I will show you how to differentiate a product. And I promise tomorrow I will get, well, I guess I can't promise that, but God willing, I will get better sleep tonight. Actually, I might not even go live tomorrow. Going on a little family day. So we'll see. Probably might not go live tomorrow, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, y'all know where to find me. Do we want to do live differentiation, or do we just do questions? We need 5 comments to say yes, we want to do it. Sick. All right, let's do it. You guys twist my arm, why don't you? I'm just kidding. All right. So I'll walk you guys through kind of these main first steps. Let me, computer, do not disturb. Share the screen with YT. You guys can always go back and look at this. And then we shall flip the screen. Feel free to keep asking questions. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I need a power boost really quickly here. All right. Look at my little Mario mushroom. Let's go. Okay. Let's get it. So we're going to be using Data Dive right now. Anyone who's been in the lives and watched my content, you know that I don't rely fully on softwares. So don't, like what I'm about to show, don't just copy and paste and do this. You want to actually build off of it. And you'll know what that means a little bit more here in a second. So let's first go here. So here I got Data Dive pulled up. Let's also clean the camera screen. Boop, 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 boop. Let's get my handy dandy pointer to show all the data. So here I'm using Data Dive. To get to this, just to give you guys, I'm going to do a quick rundown of this part. You would go in, select Niche Dive, put in your top competitor's ASIN. I can't show it right now because I haven't cleared my history on Data Dive, so it'll actually show my products. How do you sell brands from Alibaba and AliExpress? You can't. You have to create your own brand, but Amazon will ban you if you try to go sell Nike products from Alibaba or AliExpress. So niche dive, put in your top competitors ASIN. Why do you think it's bad to source supplements in China? Because you aren't going to get good supplements and you're selling a product that people are going to consume inside of their body. Recipe for disaster. So niche dive, input ASIN. You're going to be brought up to this page here. This isn't what we're focusing on. We're going to come over to the AI product brief. Now, I've already done this to save us some time because this takes about like 5 to 10 minutes to load. But what you're going to do is you're going to select some of your top competitors, okay? So I would select the ones who are doing the best inside of the market. And then, it's already grayed out because I did it already. But you're going to reanalyze, or you're going to analyze your selected competitors. And what Data Dive is going to do is it's going to use AI. So in this example, I selected 7 competitors. It's going to use AI to go through all of those competitors' listings, all of those competitors' reviews, both good and bad, and then give you guys some ideas on how to improve the product. All right. So the first section that we see, attributes included in the listings. So this is going to be the product listing itself. So and then we have this frequency count right here. This is how many times it appears in these competitors' listings. So ideal gift, 22, gift suitability, 19, adjustable height, 13, easy to set up, 10. All right. And I'm going to show you guys how to actually use this data to improve your product, but I'm going to go through all of the points first. And then based on reviews, it's going to show us what customers like. So again, we have frequency, how many times that it was mentioned, easy to assemble. Oh, by the way, to give more context, we're looking at a basketball game like this. Typically, how many FCs you have to send shipment from China? What's the best made in a minimize inbound fee? Sorry, I was looking at this. Cabo, like I said, brother, I can only give you my opinion, bro. I've been in the supplement niche for nearly 7 years on Amazon. Do not get them sourced from China. Third-party testing, none of that, because you have to get the third-party testing done in China. I've seen scenarios where they fake the tests, get it from a reputable third-party lab in the United States. When I launched my very first supplement brand, I was going up against a lot of, this is before Amazon regulated the space with supplements, but I was trying to debunk a bunch of these listings. So I actually I did some reverse engineering and I found where some of my Chinese competitors were getting their supplement sourced. I got a sample from the manufacturer. This is when I was like making money, so I could afford to do this at this point. I sent those into a third-party lab. Let's just pretend the product was vitamin B, and these Chinese companies were claiming 15 million milligrams of vitamin B, which is impossible, but they were still claiming it. Like I said, it was a bit of the Wild West. I got it done by a third-party lab in the US. It showed that there was 0 vitamin B inside of their supplements. I even did that with competitors on Amazon, and yeah, it's just a bunch of nonsense. Typically, okay, so to avoid the inbound placement fee, AB, you have to have at least 5 units, and at least 5 boxes with at least 5 units in it, and then you can get the Amazon optimized option, and then just pay no inbound placement fee. I've never paid an inbound placement fee since it's been introduced. Just a little note for all of you guys. It's been around for nearly 2 years now, and I've never paid the inbound placement fee. All right, back to it. So we know the product that we're looking at. Anyone who's just joining us, we're going over how we would make this product better if we were launching it on Amazon. I wish my guy Noob was in here. Somebody go message Noob. Tell him to hop on the live. For real. All right. So what customers like? We have the frequency. This is based on the top 7 competitors that I selected. And so we see that customers like that it's easy to assemble. Does that work, private? I hope it does. That'd be sick. Let's try to get them in here because I think you'll get value. That it's fun for kids, that it's sturdy, that it's durable, good quality, great value for money, lightweight, adjustable, entertaining, great gift, portable, compact size, okay? So those are some of the notes. And then what customers dislike: flimsy, cheap material, missing parts and screws, breaks easily, small size, cheaply made, poor quality, net issues, difficulty to assemble. So before I get into the next part, I'm going to look at all of this data. Now, this isn't so much the differentiation part, but this is how, no, I don't sell existing brands, Rochelle. I create my own brands. I am Nike. I'm not reselling Nike, to put it simply. But yeah, I get my products from manufacturers overseas. So I'm going to look at some of these things are not differentiations yet. But how it's talked about an ideal gift makes me think, okay, well, this product is probably going to be a very giftable item. All right, so we're putting that in the bank. And then these are things that you should do on a product regardless. But the fact that I see that it's easy to assemble, I would want to make sure that my product was easy to assemble. I would want to make sure that maybe I had a QR code with a video on how to set it up, maybe a video on my listing on how to set it up. I would obviously want to make sure that I'm getting the most high quality materials, making the product lightweight potentially. Now, again, this is just improving a better offer. We're not at differentiation yet. And then when it comes to what customers dislike, obviously I'm not going to use a cheap material. I'm going to make sure that I'm getting a product inspection done to make sure there's no missing parts and screws, because that's probably going to lead me to a bunch of bad reviews. I want to make sure that I'm optimizing for the best size that the customers may want. I already mentioned the difficulty to assemble, and obviously all of these are just making sure that the product itself is good quality. Now we move on to here. Value added ideas. So this is going to use AI to help with differentiation. Kai, thank you for the follow. Now, remember what I said in the beginning. We're not going to just take this entire list and be like, okay, this is what we're going to do. You have to have a human element to this as well. So we see comprehensive packaging, include additional accessories like extra basketballs or a high quality air pump. We see enhanced game modes, introduce innovative game modes beyond the standard ones, such as time challenges, team play, or skill-based levels. Interactive features. So incorporate an this one I think is too much, but I'll read it anyways. Incorporate an interactive app that connects to the scoreboard. Customizable sound effects. Same thing. If you had a customized app, and then every time somebody made a basket, it goes Kobe, that'd be kind of cool, right? Now that's way in depth, especially for anyone here who's it's their first product. But I still think that's a really cool idea. Educational component. I really like this. So add an educational feature such as math-based scoring games, trivia questions that appear during gameplay. Theme designs. So you can't do the example that I'm going to mention, but I just want to make it easy what if yours was Lakers themed? Now you can't do that because you don't have licensing from the NBA or Lakers, but still going to themed, maybe you have some kind of theme design. And then these are not differentiations really. Well, this one's not. Durability and safety. This should be your priority regardless, making the product durable and good quality. And then it also talks about desired improvements. So easy construction. Why don't you recommend wholesale? I don't want to be a glorified reseller. I'd rather go work for Nike and be a sales rep for them. I want to be a brand owner. I want to be able to sell my brands one day. You can't sell a wholesale business. You can't sell an arbitrage business. Nobody would pay for that. Wait, so basically with optimization, you're making a new product almost completely. You do want to have something unique show. You don't want to sell what people are already selling. You can take ideas from top competitors, but you do not want to sell what people are already selling, or else they are going to beat you. They are going to win on price, reviews. They've already launched, they've already collected data. It's so hard to go in and you're almost fighting an uphill battle rather than you setting the stage. So things like reliable scoreboard, all of these, adjustable size, this could be a differentiator, although most people probably already have it. But if you see that it's something popular, then you would probably want to add that into your listing. If people are talking about how they love the adjustable height and then you don't have adjustable height, that's not great. Your product starts on page 1 mil. I'm overwhelmed with the different strategies to use. No, your product doesn't start on page 1 million. Amazon only has 7 pages that can index. I get most of my I literally just launched a new product, just to throw this out there to everyone. I have 1 review on that product. I have not run PPC ads for it yet. I'm on page 2. Also, with wholesale, I mean, yeah, we could say that private label, you can be overwhelmed with all those stuffs. Those are valid feelings. But with wholesale, there's going to be 30 other competitors selling the same product as you. And most of them are likely going to be winning the buy box over you. So then your product just sits there. Okay, the listing that you're selling on is on page 1. Your product's just sitting there. It's not getting any sales. I see a lot of copies when I'm shopping on Amazon. I usually buy by reviews. Yeah, when everything looks the same, for sure. For 1 week window update on Amazon FBA, should we lean more towards early or late because mine is in between? I mean, you'd want to talk to your freight forwarder, whoever's shipping your product, get an estimated date, and then maybe add a week on top of that. Oh, I got to do a puzzle to stay on live. Sick. I don't know why it does that. Is your niche supplements? One of my niches is, and you should not start with supplements, you guys. If you're a beginner launching your first product, you're going to go against people who will outspend you by hundreds of thousands of dollars. You should not launch in supplements. Like with this brand, if we wanted to launch in a super competitive category with supplements, we could afford to lose $100,000 to get that product established, and then we would end up making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and we would win against any new competitor who couldn't do that. So going back, if this was a product that I'm actually going to launch, what are some things that I would do? I definitely like the enhanced game mode. Can I make this bold? No, I can't. I'd like enhanced game modes. I think this would be a really good idea. Obviously, I'm going to make sure that I have really clean packaging because the product is going to be giftable. I also like the theme design. So adding a theme, obviously, that doesn't impede on anybody's IP. So we have good packaging, enhanced game modes. I'm going to make sure that mine is adjustable. I'm going to go with a more popular size. And then if I was at this, like the stage that I'm at now, and for some reason I wanted to launch this product, I do really like this one, the customizable sound effects, although I don't launch electronic products, but I do really like this. Would you eventually test your differentiation ideas with PickFu, for example? Yes. I would create a 3D render with AI of the product that I wanted to sell. I would test that against my top competitors on PickFu. If I performed better than my competitors in the PickFu vote, I know that I probably have a good potential product. I also really like the educational component, right? People are buying this for their kids. Parents would love if there was some kind of educational aspect to it. And I also think that this kind of falls in line with the enhanced game mode as well. What if you find a product and there are few different sellers, complete different things, and they're all doing well? You'll almost never find that show. How do you design a product? Does the supplier have to provide the sample? Yes, W. So we're doing number one, good packaging, and we're also probably going to add some bonus items, because adding like an air pump or extra basketballs, because these aren't full-size basketballs, they're like little cheap ones. So we're probably talking like an extra $1 to $2 to add something like this. I don't know about a repair kit. I don't love that one, but I'm definitely adding some extra bonus items, good packaging, enhanced game modes. Where did you say you can compare products? On Amazon itself, or you can use a tool like Data Dive. We're going to be doing educational component and enhanced game modes. Ours is going to be an adjustable height. I also had, and remember, don't rely on this. You need a human aspect to it as well. But I had also, when I was going through and looking at this, you see that there's some sellers who have this compartment underneath, whereas like another seller does not have a compartment underneath. I really like the compartment, adding value. Like, yes, this seller already does that. You're not differentiating, but I am going to take ideas from the top sellers. And then I'm also going to use something like this, as well as going through and analyzing the data myself, to launch something unique. How do you know what to pick when optimizing? From experience, picking as if you were a buyer. What's going to add value to the market? What is going to make a customer buy this product? And then you test it. Like nowadays, and I've been really like hounding this in with my students. Nowadays, I'm not even launching a product until I get data before I spend any money. Like, exactly. I'm using PigFu. I think it's a great tool. I'm actually curious, and I'll collect the data for everybody. I am almost certain that my success rate for products is going to increase by like 20% just with this new way that I've been going about product launches. I already have a high success rate. More than 50% of the products I launch are successful. But I think that it's going to go up even more. Would you maybe add a small trophy to have an award for battles against each other? No, I think that's a little bit of a reach. Is your new way in the program already? Yes, show. What up, Robert? Good to see you, brother. Hey, you got a new profile? I like it. Or is that like your fishing profile? But yes, it is in the program, and we're, God willing, over the next like month, I plan on adding another like 20 lessons into the curriculum. So it's really gonna evolve even more. I'm always constantly looking to improve, and that's something that a lot of my students always are saying thank you about, because it's not like, almost never, because even the newest student who joined, they will get more things added into the curriculum. It's always improving. Like what you first joined and got is always going to get better and better and better and better and better. Is it required for me to add my Amazon name to the product? It's kind of goofy. I prefer not to. No, your Amazon seller name is going to be different than your brand name a lot of times. Well, for a lot of people, I guess not a lot of times, but. Do you have a problem with disbursements coming in lower than your actual balance? That's something called account level reserves. Amazon is holding a little bit of your funds. How often do you add or remove steps to replace outdated methods? I try to do it very often. There are some lessons that are I wouldn't say outdated, but Amazon is constantly changing things, right? So if I was going to go create like a new lesson every time they did that, I make a new lesson for the same thing 10 times in a month. That's an exaggeration. But if there's ever something where it's like, hey, this is completely different, like when Amazon changed their like adding a product to Amazon, Things like that got updated. When they changed the shipping, that gets updated. But if it's like something small where it's like a button was over here, but then they move the button over here, but you still see the button, I'm a little less quick to try to change something like that. But yeah, we're changing things based on the changes and the evolution of the market. And I'm adding steps every year. When new things come up, I'm adding it. When my strategy changes, I'm adding it. Last thing that you want to do is spend 10 to 50K on products and building your brand, and it not work out. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I would never spend that much, but yes, I agree. Okay, got it. Understand why it would be a reach. Thanks for the demonstration. Of course. Oh my goodness, go away. I wonder what Amazon will look like in 6 months. It'll look pretty similar, but it's going to change. Yeah, it's changed a lot since I started selling, but it's still more or less the same. Come on, don't give Amazon too much credit. They announce the change at 8 p.m. and then new features go live at 8 a.m. Yeah, they do that. Struggling to rank my new launch, doing PPC and started giveaways, but not ranking. How many reviews do you have, Sprint? I have roughly 2 to 4K to start private label, but not enough for a course. Do you think I'll be fine learning with ChatGPT? No, do not use ChatGPT. You're literally better off just watching my content. I promise you. I'm not saying that I'm superior to AI, but you should not rely on ChatGPT to run your Amazon business. Not even a little bit. Like I promise you, you will have a significantly higher chance of failing if you just relied on AI. I have about 30 reviews. Without knowing the product, without knowing the market, without knowing your strategy that you're running, it's a little bit hard. ChatGPT doesn't actually use live data. No, ChatGPT is great, guys. I use it every day. I use it none of the time for my Amazon business. Just watch all of Luke's videos. That will already teach you a lot. I promise it'll teach you more than ChatGPT will teach you. I use AI for new ideas for my business. Is that bad? It depends on what you're asking it to do. I mean, little ideas here and there. Okay, cool. But just don't let ChatGPT run your business for you. Yeah. Majestic, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Perplexity can give you better insights, but don't rely on it solely for your Amazon business. I haven't used Perplexity too much, if I'm being quite honest. But everybody, we just did a full-on TikTok lesson. I think that everybody got some value from that. I have a lot of free content and resources to show y'all the A through Z guide, but for those who did want a more in-depth guide and direct access to me as their mentor, be sure to check out the AMZ Masterclass. You guys can go on the mentorship site, see everything that's included, or look at my pinned video on TikTok. But you guys would go through this quick little application right here, actually fill it out properly so that my onboarding coach can help you create a strategy unique to your situation. This is not a coaching call. It is an onboarding call. Hide this part because I don't want you all to know my phone number. And if you qualify for the program, because most people do, block your number, LOL. No, I have to hide that because like when I fill it out. But most people do not qualify for the program. And if you don't qualify, you'll be taken to a page where you can go get like a $20 book that I created about selling on Amazon. I go over some of the strategies and stuff like that. Think about how much stuff I give away for free. What do you think is in the AMZ Masterclass? But if you do qualify, you'll be brought to this page here. You'll be able to select a date and time, hop on a call with my onboarding coach, Adam. He'll see if the program is right for you. He'll see if maybe you've already launched on Amazon, how we can help you. Maybe you're getting ready to start, go through. It's a full strategy call, not a coaching call. He's not going to go through and audit your account. It's a strategy call. So y'all make sure that you tap into that. How should I go about learning from your TikToks videos? Just go straight through them. Yes. Yes. I post so much content. I have tabs showing things like PPC ads, product research, a full A through Z course for free on TikTok. It's in 8 videos. It's 45 minutes worth of content. Barbie, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Like I said, y'all, make sure you show some love to the last few videos. And for those who wanted a more in-depth guide, go check out the AMZ Masterclass. It is the Harvard of Amazon private label education. God bless you all. I'll see you soon.